Yo, what's going on, everyone? It is Monday. It's my Monday off, the day after an awesome weekend of combat sports that had BKFC in London and UFC 285 Saturday night, the return of John Jones. And I got a special Monday off edition. We're going to talk some shit. Me and Leo. Leo's back live with Leo. What's up, Leo?
Yo, what's up?
Dude,
Great.
it's been way too long. I don't know where the hell you've been hiding out, but it's good to hear back from you. Last week, this guy hits me up out of nowhere and he says, "Hey, John Jones returns this weekend. Why don't we get together and talk about it?" And I said, "Okay, brother, man. I got Monday off. Let's do it. What's up, dude?"
Well, it's been too long, man. I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm always busy, dude. Like since the last time we talked, the Mike and Mish show has really taken off. Mike and I are traveling to events constantly now.
Congratulations about that, brother.
Yeah, thank you. And on top of that, we're still both full time in the military. We both have 2 kids and a wife that we got to keep happy and not divorcing us. And I'm also coaching basketball for my son, and my kids are doing karate and jujitsu and all this stuff. Like my life is always jam packed. So for me to have an hour and 2 on a Monday afternoon to shoot the shit with you, I'm very happy about this, dude.
That's great, man. I'm very happy too, man. It's been ages. I've been missing it.
It has been.
It's been a while. Last time I remember, can't remember which event it was, but that was already a Shevchenko fight or something like that, but an old one, an older one. We talked about Guy Mesga, I remember.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, it's been a long time. So you've been still diehard into MMA as much as you were before?
I still follow the sport. I sometimes I don't watch as often because sometimes it's late. I got shit to do, but yeah, I'm still in the I'm still following.
There we go.
I didn't have the time to follow BKFC though. I must say. That's
you haven't had the time yet?
No, I didn't. It's a lot of things, you know. So.
Well, God damn it, Leo. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, your homework assignment is to go to my Instagram page, go into the bio, use the damn link, get the app, and become a fan. Because you being a combat sports fan, you watch BKFC, just watch a few fights of it, and you'll fall in love with it. I swear to God.
I do. I mean, I do occasionally when there is like a name I recognize, you know, and I'm like, oh, this guy's fighting. I want to see that. And
we got a fighter in the comment section right now. Royal Ryan Reaver is in the comments. What's up, Ryan? We also have Susan and Joe Ivy in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning in on a Monday afternoon. Hey, did you see the fight card that the BKFC is lining up for April 29th in Denver, Colorado? Did you see this, Leo?
I didn't know. I mean, by head like that, I can't recall.
Let me see if I have a graphic. I might not have a graphic to pull up here, but it's Chad Mendez versus Eddie Alvarez, Luke Rockhold versus Mike Perry. Big Ben Rothwell is going to be on that card. Christine Faria is going to defend her title against Beck Rawlins.
Isn't it nuts? That starts to go really big cards, like big cards. I mean, it's big names.
Hell yeah.
It's impressive.
And they're pulling them off like week after week right now. Like they're in the middle of this coming weekend is the first weekend off in like 4 weeks for them. And then they're in Delray Beach next week, and then Virginia the week after that. And then they move into the April card. So anyways, I want you to go check that out. Dude,
I will.
John Jones returned. He returned as a legit heavyweight. How excited were you to find out that after 3 years, John Jones was finally coming back to the sport that he reigned supreme over for so freaking long?
I mean, everyone was waiting for that. I think when they were more looking at the fight for Jones than Gane. I'm telling you, and I'm French. Even in France, I mean, in France it was mostly for Gane, I must say, because people follow him very much. But I was really eager to see what he will do, because his last fights I was a bit like, didn't really quite look the same, but he was amazing. Just
with me, with me here, I had talked to some people about John Jones going to heavyweight and fighting Cyril Gane, and you know, because I religiously watch all this shit way more than any of my friends do. They always ask me, how do you think, hey, if you were going to put some money on someone, who would you put? Like, I'm like, okay, 100 times out of 100, I'm putting money on John Jones against whoever the fuck he's fighting. All right. I'm not putting money against him. No way. But if you're asking me if I'm 100% confident that he's just going to go run through Cyril Gane after 3 years off and having to put 50 pounds on, I don't know, because he didn't look so good against Dominic Reyes. He didn't look so good against Thiago Santos. Who did he fight before that? He fought somebody else.
Anthony Smith?
Who was it?
Was it Anthony Smith?
I can't fucking remember. But that
was Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, and Gustafsson before that.
Right. So he knocked out Gustafsson, but the 3 fights, even Anthony Smith gave him a good fight. Thiago Santos beat him in a lot of people's eyes. I mean, and Dominic Reyes may have beat him in a lot of people's eyes as well. So when I'm talking to my friends and they're asking me about how's he going to do, I'm like, I don't know. We don't know what he's going to look like at 250 pounds. He's been off for 3 years and he didn't look good his last 3 fights. So who knows? And what's he do? He goes out there and just murks, like dominates Cyril Gane. I was shocked.
I didn't expect it such a quick finish though. Yeah, that wouldn't have surprised me. I thought before. I talked with my friends. Like, just imagine like John Jones just head kick him and it's over. You know, like.
Well, dude, how funny was it? Like 2 seconds into the fight, he gets kicked in his nuts.
yeah, that was weird. Yeah. I mean, that happens. So for once, that's the one that gets
What bothers me about Cyril Gane now that like the fight gets booked, right? And then he gets asked about training for John Jones, and then he says in like I don't remember what interview it was, but he was like, I'm a lazy guy. I don't even train in between fights. When I heard that, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You went and fought Francis Ngannou for a world title and got dominated on the ground by a guy who does not wrestle. And you didn't think that after that fight, you should probably stay in the gym and work maybe a little bit on your ground game before they book you another one. And when they book him another one, it just so happens to be one of the best wrestlers in, what kind of is it? Is he a freestyle wrestler? What's John Jones's type of wrestling? Because he's like
John Jones,
a lot of fucking kicks and a lot of trips and throws and shit like that, judo style. But
he got a lot of judo as well. Yeah. I mean, this guy is just a genius. Like he can do everything. So I guess he got a bit of everything. Got some.
Yeah. But for Cyril Gane,
even some Dagestan-inspired wrestling at some points.
Right.
Fights.
John's
he got the leg like how he did, like at some point, I think. And I thought, this guy just watches things. He trains everything to get all the tools.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, he's amazing. And when Cyril Gane said that he doesn't train in between fights, he'll wait till they book him a fight and then he'll start training again. That just like shocked me at a guy at his level in the biggest company in mixed martial arts. He's at the top of the heavyweight division, which is like the end all be all of fucking UFC. And then he said that. So that got me a little worried about him going in there against John Jones. Yeah. Joe Ivy says he self-admitted he's lazy. Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah. I don't know what
really
to think
sucks,
about
man.
that, but he's maybe just think it's like a hobby for him, maybe, because it's been only 5 years he's been doing combat sports.
Yeah.
3 years MMA.
Yeah.
And he's already he was interim champ, and he's just like, I think he's just like enjoying his life,
Dude, so John so John Jones goes in there and he does his thing and he takes him down like fairly easy. Here's some pictures. We got John walking out to the ring. The crowd goes nuts. All the fucking super, like, dude, the star-studded audience, man. They got,
Oh.
look at him. He looks a little tubby, that
Yeah,
picture there.
yeah.
But there you go. You got a heavyweight John Jones right there, 250 pounds. You got a 250-pound Cyril Gahn right there. But Jones comes out like he basically did anything you wanted against Cyril.
Yeah.
For 2 minutes and 4 seconds of a fight, takes him down pretty easy, and then he gets him in the fucking guillotine and ends the night for him.
But it's fine though, because as I mentioned earlier, like he's been only 3 years he's in the game. I don't think he's finished already. Some people say, "Oh, he just had an easy pass to the title, and that's it. He's gonna be over now." No, that I think he got time to learn. He's a quick learner. He's very strong, and who knows in 2 years,
I was saying on the show last week, have you seen? I think I was on the show. I was talking about it. Have you seen Cyril Gahn dunk a basketball?
No, I haven't. But
Dude,
I know he did a lot of sport before that.
I'm going to tell you right now,
football.
He's like a supreme athlete. That guy, to be 6'5", 250 pounds, and he can like 360 windmill dunk, double pump reverse dunk a basketball, and then still be as big as he is. You know what I mean? That's a ton of agility for a dude his size. So I have no doubt that he'll bounce back.
Yeah, me too. And I think he was pissed genuinely after I checked the post-fight interview, and he said interesting things about that. But he looks very angry and this time he looks motivated. He said, "We're going to go straight back to the gym." That's the first thing he said. And that's interesting. It's completely opposite of what he said before. So that might have sparked something. And it's maybe a good defeat for him. A defeat he needs to have to be dominant then.
So now you're going to have John Jones and Stipe.
Yes.
That's going to be phenomenal. I saw somewhere that they're talking about International Fight Week in Vegas, probably the first week of July, which is freaking sweet. John Jones, I also saw people saying that now that John Jones is in the heavyweight division, there is not a single guy in that heavyweight division that can wrestle with him. I don't think that's all the way true. No, grapple. Like
who can definitely wrestle with Jones?
Who?
Curtis Blades.
Curtis Blades. That I see. You know your shit. I was gonna say, come up with a name right off the top of your head that could out wrestle him.
There is this new Brazilian guy that can cause him more trouble. What is his name? This new guy is just in the top 15 now. He's very, very, very good.
I don't know the name that you're saying. If you come up with it, let me know. But I was immediately thinking Curtis Blades as little as I would ever want to. Like, no offense to Curtis Blades. I don't want to see him fight John Jones anytime soon. He's just like not the most exciting fighter to me. But that is the name that immediately popped in my head when they were like, "Oh, John Jones can out wrestle, out grapple anybody in that heavyweight division." I immediately thought of him. And you know what? Stipe can grapple too. So I can't wait to see what happens when Jones has to defend his title against Stipe.
That's going to be an interesting fight. A lot of people are just not considering Stipe's chance at all. Like, I see recently they say, "Oh, John gonna just ram through Stipe." I think it's a bit too quick spoken there. Stipe got good wrestling, good boxing. He's an intelligent fighter, and we haven't seen him since the Ngannou fight. So there's a lot of things he trains a while. So I think he learned a lot of things there, so he got quite good chances. Otherwise, I found the guy is Jayton Almeida.
I'm going to have to look him up. I don't know if I've even seen him fight.
This guy is very, very good. Super dangerous. He's top 7 now, but this guy is very, very dangerous.
Joe Ivy says that Stipe hasn't fought in 2 years, and he's also 40, so we got to keep that in mind. So you're right. That is right, but John Jones is also 36 and coming off a 3-year layoff, and he looked phenomenal. So who knows? Who knows? MMA
with another team as well. He trained with another team. So that was my biggest concern. I thought maybe the change of training camp.
Hey, you
do
know what's
something.
cool is like that John's back with Jackson Wink. I didn't realize that. And just recently, Mike and I were down in Albuquerque. We actually got to go to Jackson Winklejohn Academy and check that school out. That's one of the most insane complexes like you'll ever see. They had 64 fighters living at the place. They have dorm
My
rooms,
God.
dude. They have Jackson Wink Academy has like a cafe and a store and a barber shop. And then they got
What?
they got dorm rooms and
They got
they
a
got
barber shop.
yeah, they do. I'm not bullshitting. I got pictures
That's
on my
insane.
Instagram page. You go check out our Instagram. Mike and I spent about an hour there. We got to watch Luis Palomino train in the Jackson Wink gym.
That's
It was
great,
very
man.
cool. Huge
Yeah.
place. And, John got his, made his name coming up through that gym. And then they had their like nasty breakup for a little bit. I didn't realize that he went back to them. But he trains at the original Jackson Wing, not the giant one that we went to. Like we went to the ultra one. But it's good to see him back. There's really not all that much to talk about, seeing how it was such a short fight. But I will say that the way John conducted himself the whole week with like interviews and talking to the fans, like talking to the media, and also the post-fight interview, like he seemed like he seems like he's matured a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know with somebody like Jones. Yeah, he's so it could be all mask. I don't know.
We actually,
It's
Mike and I
such a bad
actually
thing.
ran into him at the BKFC event in Albuquerque. He
Really?
attended. Yeah, and we
Wow.
had like a 5-minute conversation with Jones, and he was
No way, that's insane.
Yeah, he was super cool with us, and like, dude, Mike and I suck at this. We always forget to like take pictures with people or any of that. So like we had a conversation with him, and then we walked away, and we got like halfway across the arena, and I was like, dude, we should have probably took a picture with him, right? It's John Jones. He's like, we're like, fuck, yes, we should have, but all we have is a memory, so that's cool.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I'm the same, and there's something important and stuff. I don't take pictures, so
Right.
It's a weird reflex to have, like to.
Yeah. Mike
yourself.
Hunold is in the comments right now, and he says that I inspired him to win the heavyweight championship. See?
Oh, congratulations, Mike. Then
it was our conversation that led to that title. So John Jones is back. He's the heavyweight champ. We're going to see him against Stipe in probably July.
He's scary.
Let's go to the co-main event, dude. The co-main event was a shocker to me. But now here's what I'm going to ask you, Leo, is Valentina past her dominant, like, is she no longer the dominant force that she once was? Because in her last fight against Talia Santos, she didn't look good. A lot of people thought she lost that one. She won the decision. And then she goes in there against Alexa Grasso, and she's telegraphing, spinning stuff. And she was working the jab, dude. Her jab was fucking nasty. And I rewatched the fight again this morning, and like, she was landing the jab at will, basically. And then whenever she got into a little bit of trouble on her feet, she was able to land takedowns and do some stuff on the floor. But is her reign as the GOAT in that division officially over, or are we going to see her bounce right back in a rematch? What do you think?
How old is she again? Like 36?
Is she that old?
Maybe a bit less. But the thing is that at least sport-wise,
she's 34.
She's 34. She's quite young because she started MMA in like 2002 or something like that. Or a bit later, maybe, or at least she was doing kickboxing matches and stuff already.
Her first MMA fight, dude. Her first MMA fight was 20 fucking. Okay, explain this to me, people. How could she be 34 and had her first fight in 2003, 20 years ago? 14 years old. She was fighting pro. What? Jesus, man.
Yeah, the scorecards, I don't know. I think she was winning the fight. But Yeah, that just out of Asian stuff. Should be like Pride rules. We should bring back the rules of Pride. And 10-minute endurance rounds at first.
Yeah.
The first round, 10 minutes.
So you're saying that she is past her prime, and even though she's only 34, 20 years in the game at 34 years old, she's an old 34.
Past her prime. Yeah, she's past her prime. Let's face it. She was way more fresher like 3-4 years ago, I think, physically. I feel like damage, maybe training and stuff starts to take her toll. But I don't think she's finished at all. She might be like Jose Aldo, past his prime, but still deadly.
After rewatching the fight again today, Alexa Grasso can throw hands. Like I was, she was landing that straight left. Dude, she hit her twice.
That was nasty. Yeah.
In the first round, she crushed her with 2 left hands, and it was awesome. But Alexa Grasso also showed some composure on the floor. Like we've seen her get wrestle dominated in the past by Macy Barber and a few other people. And even though Valentina, I'll be honest, I thought Valentina was going to end her in the second round when she got her in the crucifix, when she took her down. But she battled out of that shit, dude. She fucking she battled out. She made it back to her feet and got it back to where she felt comfortable on her feet. Grasso did. And I was impressed. Yes, she was getting taken down, but she was also able to work her way out of it. She wall walked on one of them. She escaped out. Grasso impressed me.
She was amazing. I mean, she got better. Exponentially better in her last fights. I think I'm following Alexa Grasso nearly since her start, and I've been a fan right away. I love Grasso. That's why I was a bit split when the fight started. I was like, I'm a big fan of her. I just like her boxing. I think she's one of the best boxers in women's UFC. She got great footwork. She got at first, at least, she had decent ground and wrestling. Now she got way better. She can get out of the situation. So I think, she deserved it. She deserved the win, definitely. They're probably going to do a rematch at some point, I think.
Yeah, they will.
Because
they absolutely
the finish.
Will. Yeah.
But Valentina didn't look the best neither.
She didn't.
Even if she did some great takedowns, as you said, great jabs.
In the third round, dude. In the third round, after Valentina had a pretty dominant second round. Like Alexa Grasso clearly took the first round. She was landing the bigger, more powerful shots in the first round for sure. She looked great. The second round, Valentina basically, that was a clean, a clean win for her in the second round. So it was tied going into the third. And then Valentina came out and she was popping her fucking jab on Alexa, and Alexa was getting crushed by a couple of them jabs, but
yes,
like you just said, her boxing, she would take it and then throw these amazing counter combos back at Valentina that like you just said, she's probably the best boxer in that division for sure. She's got great hands. And even though she was getting crushed by the jab, she was still able to let loose like a 2-3 punch combo back and create enough space to free her up of any more following damage. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it would be fun to to crown the best women's boxer in UFC, because there is like Max Holloway famous sentence and stuff. You
go back to this fight, right? And Valentina had her down in the third, and she had her in trouble on the ground, and Valentina was working from the top, and Jason Herzog stood them up. Do you remember this happening? Herzog,
yes, I do.
Stood him up.
I do.
Dude,
I do. Yeah.
Valentina was actively throwing punches down at her, and he
Very
stops
weird.
them and stands them up.
I remember the French commentary questioning the decision. Maybe one of the only smart comments they made of all the cards, because like I wished I had DC. I really wanted to hear DC talking about John Jones.
Oh, you had to
yeah,
listen to the
the French.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
because
So
we
you
had the
can't,
French.
you don't have the
thing.
option to like, you can't look up the American commentary. Damn,
You can't
that
change the
sucks.
language because you pay for RMC, and RMC got the commentary that is French. So Taylor Lepidus and some nutcase. No.
That fucking sucks now because our Rogan was good all night. DC was good. John Anik's the best in the game, so it was good. But Joe Rogan himself, when Jason Herzog stands them up, you could hear like Rogan on the commentary, like he was like completely pissed off about it. He was like, "That is, I don't know." He's like, "I don't get that. I don't get that at all." She was in top position working. Why would they stand them up? I don't know. And nobody really has I would love for Jason Herzog to explain why he did that, but it was fucking crazy. But then the fourth round comes around, and that's where Alexa finishes her off in the fourth. Valentina was straight up telegraphing her spinning attacks the whole fight. Like, she threw she's spinning back fist once that was like,
it's
slow.
bizarre from her. It's bizarre because you're so used to the instant, taekwondo spinning back kick to the body that is fast and unpredictable, and there it was like the spinning wheel, and
it goes back to what we were saying about her, being in the game for 20 years at 34 years old. Maybe she is slowing down because even the spinning back kick that Alexa Grasso took her back beautifully, by the way. She saw that coming. She saw that coming by a mile. And then after the fight, she's like, "Yeah, we knew she was going to be throwing these spinning attacks, so we trained to counter them, and we were just waiting for the perfect opportunity and took it." And then, like Susan Walker said in the comments, Susan says that squeeze was so tight on her face that it like took the color out of her face. Like she was like,
yeah.
It was wild.
That was a nasty picture. Yeah.
So
there's people fighting in the comments.
yeah. There's a couple fighters. Albert Inclon,
that's great.
Superfly, and Ryan Reaver. They're all in the same division, and
I see that. that.
They could all fight each other or something. Man. Keep it going. Keep it going. So that was congratulations to Alexa Grasso. She really planted her flag in that division, and now she reigns supreme above it. They're gonna see maybe they run it back International Fight Week. We see John Jones again, this time against Stipe, but on that same card you see Valentina versus Grasso too. Like, the time frame lines up, dude.
Yeah, that would be amazing, man. That's a good idea,
dude. The feature fight of the night, right before the co-main, my favorite fight of the entire night, Jeff Neal and Rachmanov. This dude, I don't know how to say it. Is it Shavkat Rachmanov?
Shavkat Rachmanov.
Yo, this guy is something else, dude. He is a tough night out for any single person in that division. And I would love to see him fight Khamzat Chimaev. I think that them two would be phenomenal. Oh. They need to make that fight. But let's talk about
Shavkat will get it. Personally, but
I think that would be a phenomenal fight. I don't know if he gets something like that right away after this one, but Jeff Neal, I will tell you this. I love Jeff Neal's striking. That guy boxes so well. Even his kicks, like his whole striking attack is so good, and he has so much power. But Rachmanov proved that he's got a iron jaw as well. Like he was taking Jeff Neal's shots and returning.
Yeah, he cracked Neal at the end, and But Jeff Neal took it all the fight though. So like good chin as well.
Absolutely,
both good chins.
I'm a big fan of Jeff Neal, and I thought I had a bunch of people over here watching the fights, and they're like, any underdogs on this card that you think could pull it off tonight. And you want to know something? I said if I was gonna bet money on an underdog, it would be Alexa Grasso. I said I said that to them. I said Valentina is coming off a really bad performance. Who knows where she's at? Alexa Grasso can fucking box at plus 600. If I was going to put any money on anybody, it would be her. You know what? Two of my buddies at my house, Ian and Joel, shout out to them. They both parlayed Alexa Grasso with John Jones, and they won a little bit of money off of it.
That's money. Yeah.
So they threw the parlay, and me saying this to them, I didn't do that. I didn't do the same. You know what I did? I threw $10 on fucking Alexa Grasso just to see, and I won $35 back. But
that's cool.
So they both parlayed Alexa and John Jones and won a little bit. They won like $80 off of like nothing. They bet like $4, $5.
That's so cool. I should have done that. I'm so dumb.
I know, so dumb. I should have done this. I'm giving them advice and I don't do it myself. But back to this fight, dude. Back to this fight. Yeah. Best fight of the night, right?
Great,
am I wrong?
Great. I mean, I missed some ones. I really wanted to see Marc-André Barriault against Julian Marquez, and I didn't saw it, so I don't know if it was better or something. But yeah, that was amazing. That was, for me, the best fight I saw, definitely.
And dude, to go back and forth with Jeff Neal and just trading shots and banging it out with them, but then like a la fucking John Jones with the standing guillotine back in the day, this dude ends it with a standing rear naked choke. I don't know if I've ever, like, I cannot remember
never seen that.
A standing rear naked choke. And when he throws the rear naked on him, he leans back and he pokes his hip out like he's a basketball player boxing out. And he like,
that's crazy.
Dude, He leans back like that. Boom, puts him out standing. I was like, what the fuck? That was absolutely awesome. Just
when I saw that, I was like, he's never gonna get that. And then the guy does, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is why I think that guy is Rakhmonov is really something special. Like that dude could be the next big thing, because he has impressed in every fight that he's been in so far. But this one in particular, he took some damage. He showed that he could grapple. He showed that he could strike. He showed that he could take a fucking huge punch to the face and not go down. And then he shows the submission standing, which means he's creative like a John Jones type. You know what I mean? Not only is he really technically skilled in like pretty much all facets of the game, he's also extremely creative to pull some shit like that off.
He's a problem. He's a big problem to the division. Yeah, I think maybe future champion for sure. Yeah. Well, let's say that. That guy is amazing. Yeah, and he showed toughness. He showed resilience, intelligence. His punches were way more accurate than Neal. Straight punches, straight to the pipe. Dude, great head kick though.
Yeah, check that out. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like he got hit by some real hard shots, and
that's the counters, all the counters. It was just I didn't check the statistics. I would like to see the percentage of accuracy of Rakhmonov, because that was probably a lot.
Yeah, I'd have to pull it up too, man. But like, there it is. That was. I mean, I wish there was a better shot of him that shows the full body. Because you could see how he kicks the hip out. He like kicks his hip out just enough to push Jeff Neal's lower body out underneath him, so he doesn't have the strong base anymore. So now he's like leaning back on that shit. Yeah. It was brilliantly done. I was extremely impressed.
Smashed nose. It was smashed. Like there was like weird things on his nose. I don't know how it was. Maybe cuts and stuff and broken. So couldn't breathe properly there. Yeah.
So next for Rakhmonov, I can't wait to see what they do with him next. I know that Khamzat Chimaev probably has something already lined up. I'm not sure, but that fight sometime down the road, I would like. That's like an MMA fan's dream to see those two go at it.
Yeah. Did somebody talk already publicly about this match or something? Do you think? Yeah. Because yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like when I was watching it, I felt like I was watching how Kamzat was his rise up like 2 years ago when like he showed up and like everybody was just like, holy shit, this dude is something else. I felt the same way.
It was more with Hamzat though. It was so quick and so
Well, it's because
like
he did 2 fights in 10 days or something like that,
as
right?
well, and all the fights were like 10 seconds, like the
Well,
super quick knockouts against I can't remember who he knocked out, like one punch, like what's his name?
I get this. Brandon Quigley makes completely sense here. They won't pit them together. I know that. I'm saying like maybe not now. I'm saying down the road. Down the road, these two are the two biggest prospects they got in that division. Build them up. Let him keep murking people along the way. Let Kamzat do his thing, and then a year from now, down the road, 2 years from now, some mega fight between the two new kings. You're getting yelled at, Leo.
J'enregistre, papa. Je suis en podcast. Sorry.
That's the old man?
I forgot to tell him. Yeah, that's my dad. Yeah.
He's a musician like yourself, huh?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Plays mandolin.
Fucking A, right, dude. Unbelievable. That's awesome. Me and Leo were talking earlier, and I told him I don't have a musical bone in my body, but I'm proud to say that my son does. My son's 11 years old and teaching himself fucking music by Googling sheet music and practicing. So good for him. And very cool talent that you have there, Leo.
Yeah, it's I don't have much else, like that's my craft. The rest, I don't have diplomas or stuff. It's just music.
Just music. Well, you know what? That and you're a diehard combat sports fan, so
yeah, as well. Yeah,
it's good enough in my eyes. Our boy Jalen Turner, dude. Jalen Turner. I don't think his stock takes any kind of a hit in this fight. He fought Gamrot. They were both banging it out. They both look like future contenders in the 155-pound division. Jalen Turner at 6'3" and with a 79-inch or
crazy,
just this massive wingspan. He's 6'3" at 155 pounds. I know he lost the decision to Gamrot, but it was the classic striker versus grappler. Clash of styles.
Rocks him quite a few times. Hard rocks, but Gamrot went like a true vet and wrestled his way out.
He did. Jalen was the far superior striker out of the two. He was landing the better, cleaner shots. He was looking impressive when they were on their feet, swinging on each other, but the Gamrot's stealing rounds by grappling, like you just said, veteran move by him to go where he's most comfortable, drag Turner down and stay busy on the floor.
Composure, and he did damage as well. He did some damage with ground and pound. He was staying active. Mark Coleman was there. He was probably proud.
Yeah,
he was in the public.
Yeah, the Hammer House over there. Joe Ivy said that Jalen looked frustrated during the fight. Yeah, of course he would look frustrated. I mean, he was getting fucking wrestle fucked down to the floor the entire time. But she says he's a one-trick pony. But okay, but I will say this: you're probably right that his strength is his grappling and his wrestling. But he was busy on the floor. Like it wasn't like he held him down and did nothing. Gamrot stayed busy on the floor, and it was enough to where they weren't getting stood up. And when they did get back on the feet, Jalen was landing the more damaging shots. He was looking better on the feet, but then Gamrot would know that this is not for me and drag him back down and grinded himself out of victory. I thought that was a pretty good fight as well.
Oh, that was very entertaining fight, back and forth. Gamrot's striking wasn't shit. It wasn't that bad. The proof is there. He landed some good blows. wonderful suplex takedowns and stuff. So maybe that's the one when he ended up on the back there.
Yeah, it was a really
nice
good fight.
crucifix there. Yeah, beautiful picture, by the way.
Yeah, and, he was impressive.
Yeah, he didn't stall the victory, I think. Yeah.
No, it was earned. It was definitely I thought he won the fight. I thought Jalen was the more exciting fighter to me just because of how he was, landing his strikes and inflicting more damage with his strikes, but I don't think he got fucking robbed at all. I think it was a pretty clear victory for Gamrot. I wonder what they do with him next. Because he took the fight on 10 days, 10 days notice, right? Didn't he 2 weeks notice, something like that?
Oh yeah, because he was supposed to fight Hooker.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope they won't punish him for that. I mean, punish him. You know what I mean? Give him a horrible matchup afterwards or something like that.
Yeah, it was impressive for him, and coming in on 2 weeks notice and fighting a guy like Jalen Turner and being as impressive as he looked and getting the win like that. I'm really curious to see what happens with him next. But I hope that Jalen Turner doesn't lose any stock with anybody there, because he was training for Dan Hooker. You know what I mean?
It's a split decision anyway, so
right. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
Joe Ivy says, I still want to see the Hooker fight. I agree with that one. I think the Turner Hooker fight is fucking fantastic. I don't know if he still gets that fight now coming off a split decision loss, but maybe he does. It would be an entertaining fight for sure. Those two striking with each other would be fucking great.
Yeah.
Bo Nickel. Let's talk about Bo Nickel.
Bo Nickel, Jim Pickett.
Bo Nickel, Jamie Pickett, dude. It didn't take long. It was exactly like what you would expect out of Bo Nickel. We talked about his wrestling resume and his career in amateur wrestling before going pro MMA, and the dude has one of the most impressive wrestling backgrounds of anybody that this company has ever had in there. Like he's in that conversation with the 5 or 6 best wrestlers that have ever stepped into the UFC octagon, I think. And he went out there and dominated. Talk about it a little bit.
That's the reason why he was there at 3-0 in the main card.
3-0 in the main card, yeah.
I mean, it's nearly never seen before. I don't know. Maybe there was like 1 or 2 fighters before that was in the main card directly. I don't recall. Yeah, Brock Lesnar is a good example because he was 1-0.
Yeah,
like some Korean guy that nobody heard about.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very short fight. Like Jones, we won't have like 1,000 things to say about it, but at first I thought there was a good defense of the takedown by Pickett. I was a bit disappointed. The knee, the ball, I told you that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that was a big factor because that brought the takedown. But the sequence on the ground showed that Nico is getting very, very good with his jiu-jitsu and with his grappling, just not straight wrestling. So, yeah, I'm impressive by Nico, but I don't know. I'm a bit still hungry after this fight because, like the ball thing, it kind of puts a bit of a cloud on this fight, I think.
Right. In the comments, couple different people said it. Pickett's camp is contesting the loss. They're trying to get it overturned because of the groin strike.
It's never going to happen.
It'll never happen. Yeah. They can try all day, but it's not going to happen. And then Susan Walker in the comments says he could have taken the 5 minutes on him.
He couldn't have because they didn't stop, right?
I
think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they even stop the action?
I don't think they stopped. No, he hit the balls, then he brought him down. That's the problem. That's why they contest. I can understand that.
Yeah, it won't happen though. So Bo Nichols gets him on the ground. He tries multiple different. He tried, I think, a Darce choke.
Tried the Darce.
He tried the Darce, and then he moved to the rear naked, and then he transitioned to the triangle. He can clearly grapple, and the old trusty head and arm triangle that every wrestler uses worked for him. You know what I mean? Bringing up Brock Lesnar. I think Brock Lesnar won like his first 3 fights like that.
I mean,
you know,
and then an arm triangle by Brock Lesnar is like,
yeah. So what happens with him now? Do you think that the UFC botched this one and they throw him in there with a big name right away, or do they smarten up and try not to ruin this guy like they've ruined other guys in the past, and maybe continue to allow him to fight guys outside the top 15 for the next 3 or 4 fights, you know, build himself a 7-0, 8-0 record, and then start throwing him in there with the top 10 guys? Because you've seen it too many times in the past where like they get some new big name on the scene, and like Darren Till's a fucking perfect example. They fast tracked him, and it ended up he's never been the same. So what do you think they do with Bo Nickel now?
Maybe like Hamzat, just like 2 or 3 fights that are low quality, I would say. You know, lower top, and then maybe getting to somebody like Li Jingliang, but for Bo Nickel, you know, just like one of those fights that prove that he can. That's already, I mean, Jamie Pickett is already quite a test. So that's why I'm thinking, are they going to put him against like the lower opponents? Then he already proved against somebody that is mid-tier.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. I don't have the rankings pulled up, but I would be curious to see, because he didn't take any damage. So like, this is a guy who is a 3-time national champion wrestler. He's got 9 gold medals in like world games and shit. The guy's a fucking cardio king, and he hasn't had to show that at all yet. And he didn't take any damage at all in this fight. So if I was them, I would try to find him another opponent like right away. Put him in there in a couple events from now. Get him in there with somebody else. Nobody in the top 10, I don't think, but maybe like a 11 through 15 ranked guy, someone like that.
Yeah,
give him someone like that, and keep him active
as a test. Yeah, that's true. I mean, 2 or 3 fights like that, maybe even, and then starts to talk about bigger fights. But I don't know. Maybe they just want to rush him through. Try to get bigger fights because of the name. I think he will already get popular quick. So
was he 170 or 185? 170. I'm trying to fucking remember.
He's middleweight.
185. Okay, so 185. Let's look at the rankings real quick. 185 top 15. You got 11 is Imavov. I don't know how to say that name. Brendan Allen, Andre Munez, Chris Curtis, Kelvin Gastelum. Give me Gastelum. Give me Gastelum.
It's been a while Gastelum haven't fought.
Yeah.
I think Gastelum will be a problem too, Nicole, though. Because Gastelum is a very good wrestler, from what I remember.
Yeah, he is. Give him Allen. Yeah. Give him Brandon Allen at number 12.
Allen is a good one. Yeah. Even Nassourdine. I mean, it's not cool for Nassourdine. He's gonna get smashed, I think.
Dude, Bo Nichols doesn't look like a middleweight. Now that we're talking about that, like the reason why I was like, was he 170 or 185? He doesn't look like a 185.
Kind of small.
He looks like he could go down to 170. I don't know, maybe not, but we'll see. Let's just touch on a couple of the prelims before we finish up today. Is Cody Garbrandt any good anymore?
I mean, he didn't look shit, He didn't do much, I agree, but I think he was just careful, kind of.
You think that's what it was?
He was cautious. I think he was cautious. and his opponent was a bit cautious as well. So they were both cautious, so that made a bit of a shit fight. But no, he got some nice takedown. He tried to use more like his natural tools, like his yeah. I don't think he was worse than before. I mean, he gave me the impression, but just gave me the impression that he was cautious. Maybe he didn't want it to lose this one, or in a cross, something like that. Because John's a dangerous striker, got some power and quite accurate. So I think maybe Cody is worried of his chin or something, you know.
Yeah, it was definitely a safe fight. Like he fought safe the whole time. He did pop and lock and breakdance a little bit, which was weird. But
he
that was a little throw.
thing,
that was a throwback to his fight with was that Dominic Cruz that he was fighting and popping.
That was Dominic Cruz. He did that, yeah.
But he's 2-5 in his last 7 fights, man. It's just like
yeah, it's not
I don't
great,
know.
but yeah, he won this one. You know,
He won
that's
this
all that
one.
matters.
Back on the winning track here. Maybe he has a resurgence in his career here. To be honest with you, and like, I wouldn't mind seeing him bare knuckle fight against the 135ers over at BKFC. Be honest with you, Cody Garbrandt can throw hands. We know that.
Yeah, but you know, the chin and stuff. Is it a good idea? He got knocked out cold and stuff. It's maybe not best for his health. You know, you need to consider that as well. Don't want to give him free city.
Were you happy with that fight, or were you just like, yeah, whatever? It's like
I was not mad because I thought, yeah, that's smart. You know, he's fighting smart in a way. Not smart necessarily for looking like, okay, that's his career, you know, like he's gonna look like shit, so people are gonna be mad. But just in the way that he wins, he needs to win. He needed to win, so he won. And maybe that was his best path to victory, because there is something that people didn't thought about, I think, enough, is that John's got a very good chin. And Garbrandt maybe was a bit like, I don't know if I can knock this guy out. So I'm just going to wrestle him and not take too much risks and just outstrike him when I can. That's what he did. He didn't look slower or weaker. He looked older, I think, in his face. That kind of marked me. I thought, oh, he kind of, maybe it's because he shaved or something. But still, like fight-wise, move-wise, he was quick. He was
quick.
He got amazing takedowns. Showed like that's his real level, because he never uses it that much, but he's amazing. And that's a bit like Rockhold, you know. I don't mind if Rockhold comes and wrestle, because I mean, obviously he's not going to do that anymore, but I don't mind, because like that's his main craft nearly. And I think Cody's main craft is nearly the wrestling. He's nearly a better wrestler than a better striker.
Yeah. Luke Rockhold's about to be bare knuckle boxing with Mike Perry, so
that's surprising in a way.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's odd. Yeah,
at 185 pounds, 185 for Mike Perry's going up to 185 to fight him. So that's a very
that's very interesting. I thought Rockhold will go more into like, you know, like grappling competitions than striking competitions after his career.
Paychecks matter.
I know.
Paychecks matter.
I mean, he got good chances. I mean, he's long, he's accurate and stuff, and he's tall.
His ego thinks he can box. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I don't want to talk shit about Rockhold. I love Rockhold. You know,
yeah, we're gonna find out. Like, I can't wait to see that fight, because we've seen Rockhold do a lot of great things in combat sports.
Yes.
So and this one's a noob. This sport is different. So bare knuckle is very different. So he's gonna have to watch some film and try to learn the sport, because a lot of guys that think that come over from these other sports think that they can just throw hands and fucking know what they're doing.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, they learn quick, and Mike Perry has adapted very quickly to this sport. He's
somehow it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Mike's fucking awesome in that sport. So I can't wait to see how that.
He's
dude. Let's talk about this dude. I'm gonna say it like an American, because I know I'm not gonna fucking pronounce his name right. Duplessis.
Duplessis.
Duplessis? Is that how you say it? Him
I need
and
to check the writing again.
Dracus Duplessis.
Yeah, that's funny that he got a French name, Duplessis.
So he fought Derek Brunson, and after the fight, Brunson appeared to have retired on his Instagram. I don't know if that's true, but this dude Duplessis or Duplier, whatever, that motherfucker is another like guy to keep an eye on, man. I think that this dude is serious, and he beat the shit out of Derek Brunson, and Blonde Brunson doesn't get the shit beat out of him like that. So, what do you think about that one?
To be fair, Brunson looked quite older. I mean, he's been in the game since so long, and yeah, it's funny because Duplessis as well himself have like quite a long career as well behind him, but not in the UFC though. And so maybe that gave him the chance to mature more and to take less damage because he was more dominant and stuff like that. So yeah, the guy is a beast. I think he's going to go far. He's super dangerous with his striking. He got great takedown defense. He's super strong. He got good cardio. He got good kicks. Yeah, nothing wrong to say about Duplessis. This fight should have been on the main card, to be fair.
Yeah, dude, his last 3 fights, Brad Tavares, Darren Till, Derek Brunson. That's a impressive couple names right there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see what happens with that guy coming up.
Yeah, and, he's amazing. I'm eager to see what his next fight like already, because he's just that good, like entertaining as well.
Right. And I'll be honest, I didn't watch the early prelims. I didn't see them. I heard that Tabitha Ritchie looked great in that fight.
She did. I saw this one. It was a great armbar. Marc-André Barriault, I didn't saw, unfortunately. I really wanted to see this fight, Barriault against Marquez, because that should have been banger. Without having seen the fight, I'm sure that was just like slugging away.
Yeah,
and I'm big fan of both guys. So,
and the Irishman, Ian Gary.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, he had a nice big win. I did see that one. Song came to fight. That was a good fight. It wasn't
he rocked Gary at some point.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Yeah. And then Amanda Hebus did Amanda Hebus things, and she looked good. She looked pretty good as well. Overall, I thought it was
the brother Basharat won as well. That's quite something to notice. One of the Basharat brother. These guys are very good. They're there to stay, and they're big up and comers as well.
Fucking awesome, man! It was a great event, and if you get a chance to check out this past weekend's event for the BKFC as well, the main event, Jake Lindsay and Connor Turney, that was a good one. It was 2-2 going into the 5th. The stoppage was a little questionable. It was a title fight. They probably should have let Connor Turney continue.
Okay,
But Jake Lindsay was the underdog going from the US over to the UK and fighting their number 1 guy in London.
Psychologically, you go to the arena, you get booed.
Yeah, and I think that Jake really soaked that in. He didn't mind being the heel going in there, and he landed a real big right hand in that 5th round. I'll have to watch it again, but I did think that I thought that Connor probably could have continued, but the ref must have saw something that like I didn't catch the first time I watched it. So, now Jake Lindsay's top of that division, looking for a title fight. But there was the co-main. The co-main was really good. There was a fight, Chaz Wasserman versus some dude. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Dude, this one, Wasserman drops his opponent 3 times in the first round, bloodying this fucking guy up. The guy keeps getting up, wobbling around. They let him continue. Goes out in the second round, gets knocked down again 4 times in 2 rounds. Dude comes back and wins the next 3 rounds.
Pat Barichek Congo right there.
Yes. So, dude, the guy comes back and he wins rounds 3, 4, and 5. But because it was a 10-7 in the first round and a 10-8 in the second round. Yeah, Severak. Yes, Wasserman versus Severak. Wasserman ended up taking this dude took a right hook to the ear, right? Split his ear from here over, and the bottom half of his ear was like hanging down. It was he's coming on the show Wednesday night. Actually, for anybody that's paying attention that wants to watch the Mike and Mish show Wednesday night, we're gonna have Chaz Wasserman, and then we're gonna have Dat Win on the show Wednesday night, and then Thursday night we're gonna have Tyler Randall, Isaac Doolittle, Daniel Strauss, and I have one more coming on. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up because I feel bad now. But dude, I got Daniel Strauss coming on Thursday. Former Bellator champ.
Yeah.
Oh, Rene Rodriguez. We got White Boy Rodriguez. We got Rookie Randall, Isaac Doolittle, Rene Rodriguez, and Daniel Strauss on Thursday, and we got Chaz Wasserman and Dat Win on Wednesday. It's going to be a great week for us. So.
Yeah. Thursday there is Aris FC French MMA. If you got the Fight Pass, tune in. It's at 12. It's at 12 p.m. and it's interesting because you got like two former French UFC fighters, and you got a guy that is very famous in France because he's like an influencer, but he's like he's famous on YouTube because he does video where he slap people, and he's friend with a lot of French rappers. So that's gonna be quite a cool car, actually quite fun. So
it's on the UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah, it's on the Fight Pass. It's Aris.
Nice.
And it's the main the MMA thing from France, MMA company. You got what's the name again? MMA Grand Prix as well. You had just before the UFC. Cedric Doumbé for there. You heard of Cedric Doumbé?
No, I have not.
Cedric Doumbé is like maybe the best kickboxer on the planet.
Really?
Actually, yeah. He's and it's not me that say that. He's the fan of kickboxing actually, and his styles.
Definitely gonna have to check him out.
He's crazy. He's like only 3 or 4-0 now in MMA. Just started. He was supposed to fight the UFC, UFC Paris. Dana White really wanted him, but stop that. My cat is eating my wire. Sorry. Dana wanted him to fight, but the commission in France said no because he didn't have enough fight to fight in the UFC or something very weird. And Bonicle just fought 3-0, but
yeah,
in France they said no, he's too fresh. But this guy is he's gonna be in the UFC for sure. So that's why I mentioned it. If you don't know him, check it out. Cedric Doumbé, very good, amazing striking, and starts to get some ground defense. So this guy could be a real threat.
I'm gonna definitely check him out. In the comments, we're being asked if we are excited about the new Tough season, and honestly, I have not been in excited about a Tough season for a long time. So this does show you how much draw Connor has, because I'm very interested in this now. I'm very interested. Connor
and Chandler's as well. That's fun.
And Chandler, yeah, Chandler and Connor. This should be awesome. And they released the fighters that are going to be on the show. They put the rosters out, and there's some familiar names on there. Brad Katona's on there. Yeah. So men's bantamweight, you got Mando Gutierrez, who's 8-2, Trevor Wells 8-3, Carlos Vieira 12-3, Rico Desculo 11-2, Cody Gibson 19-8. Timur Valiev.
Valiev?
Yeah, he's 18-3 out of Moscow, Russia. He's in the 135. Hunter Azor 10-3. Brad Katona 12-2 out of Dublin, Ireland. So you got those guys. And then the men's lightweight division for the Ultimate Fighter is Landon Quinones 7-1-1 out of Florida. Aaron McKenzie, 11-2. Nate Jennerman, 16-5. Lee Hammond, 5-0. Austin Hubbard, 15-6. Roosevelt Roberts, 12-3. Kurt Holabaugh, 19-7. And then Jason Knight, dude. Jason Knight.
That's crazy, man. A lot of former UFC fighters there.
Yeah.
It feels like UFC. Sorry, Tough. The season Tough. The comeback, an old season.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
it
kind
was
of
like
what it seems like, right?
when Matt Serra came back and got the belt. That was this season where it was all guys that were like old school and stuff. They should do that more often. I love that.
Yeah, I love it too. So Jason Knight, dude, who fought in the UFC before, came and had 2 like legendary bare knuckle fights with Artem Lobov over in BKFC. Went back to MMA, fought a few more times, I think in Icon MMA, Icon Fighting or something like that. But now he's in the Ultimate Fighter, dude. I can't wait for this. Yeah, should be awesome. What I'm like, they're not going to start airing the episodes till May 30th or something like that. That bums me out because that makes me realize that we're not going to see Connor and Chandler till probably like July or August, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But they said anyway, Connor had to clean his system.
What are you trying to say, man?
Oh, nothing. Just to get back to the controls, times.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Nothing else.
What cracks me up is like people online are like, Conor McGregor had plastic surgery. Look at his face. No, he did not have plastic surgery. His face is just retaining some water, people. You know what I mean? He may have taken a few things that have made him retain a little extra water, so his face is looking a little bigger, a little more full. It has nothing to do with plastic surgery. He's a fucking 195 pounds right now. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm fine with it because injuries like that, recovery, hard recoveries, that helps these kind of things for recovery.
Yeah.
So if he takes it and then get clean, it's fine.
Right. And also he doesn't rock the beard either. So he does look like a different dude nowadays. Now he has a clean shaved face. It's a very weird look for like, it's not weird. It's just like unfamiliar to us fans that like have always known him with a beard on his face. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's really bizarre. He looks like a football player or something like that. A soccer.
Yep. Oh no, this is Darren Till did say he asked for his release from the UFC because he needs to go take some PED, like he needs to get on some supplements or some substances that are banned by USADA in order for him to fully recover from his knee injury. So that's what Darren Till's doing. He wanted out of the UFC so he can get out of the fucking USADA pool and he can take some shit that's going to make him recover and get back out, get back to old Darren Till ways. And then once he gets back to peak condition and he can clean his system up, he'll get back in there and he'll do his thing again.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, I think.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah,
and I'm fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and the last thing I want to ask you about, we're not going to talk about the next UFC event is March 11th. It's next weekend, and it's Peter Yan. Well, just the main event. Peter Yan, Dvalishvili.
Yeah.
How do you see that fight going?
That's my answer.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, who knows? Those guys are.
I mean, that's a tough fight.
Two little monsters, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire, and Volkov Romanov as well. It's gonna be fire. That's a good card. It's a very good card. Very, very good for a fight night. Ricardo Ramos, Nikita Krylov, Ryan Spann, all those guys. Big name. 2 Nurmagomedovs for the price of 1. And Rafael Sunsao.
Rafael Sunsao. He's on that card?
Yeah, he's on the card. Like that's a stacked card for veterans.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, against Davey Grant.
Yeah, he got some names there. He got some names. Tony Gravely coming back.
Rafael Sunsao was on the receiving end of the last time Cody Garbrandt looked like he was a fucking world beater. Remember that?
Yes.
When like Garbrandt looked like a video game character. When he leaned back, it looked like his hand started glowing and he threw the fucking death strike.
Yeah, that's true. That was amazing.
That was a fucking
Tyson Nam is on
amazing.
the card as well. Tyson Nam, super veteran. I don't know if you remember that guy.
Yeah.
He was ages ago kind of the king of the cage and stuff. And Abubakar Nurmagomedov as well.
Jesus, yeah, he's wow.
The guy that got punched by Conor on the cage, that's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. So, anyways, dude, it's been great talking with you again. We should do these more often.
Likewise.
I have every other Mondays off, so I can,
if you want to
Brandon
next
Brandon
card,
Quigley, hold on. Brandon Quigley's in the comments. I do got one thing for you. What do you got? Come on, drop it in there. Come on, Patrol Man. Before you close the show.
He puts a bit of suspense.
Yeah. I want to hear what he's got to say. But what do you got going? What do you got coming up for yourself? Anything good? You traveling? You doing any I know you travel all over the freaking place. You're in Austria one day. You're in France.
You're talking to Brandon. No, it's really traveling at the moment because I did recently, but I need to keep some money as well aside. So, but who knows, for festivals and stuff, I'm gonna try to get it on. I need to go to Ireland as well once this year. I'm gonna see my buds. Yeah.
And you got any big musical projects coming up?
Yeah, like one. I mean, we got one little project with my dad, and I got still a project with friends in Glasgow that we are doing for both bluegrass music. So it's all bluegrass.
Bluegrass. There we go.
Yeah, bluegrass.
Okay, he says, I will see if Patrolman will show up to the UFC Kansas April 15th. And he says, I will make sure to take pics. What are you gonna take selfies, Brandon? What? This is inside Leo. There's a guy in the bare knuckle realm of social media world. He calls himself Patrolman.
Okay.
It's a PA''troll man, right? And all he does is troll people. He trolls the shit out of people. He talks shit. It's fucking hilarious, but nobody knows who Patrolman is. And we had Arnold Adams on the show the other day, and he brought up Brandon Quigley's name as a possible suspect. Who is Patrolman?
Leo does think it's me, but it isn't. I don't believe anything until I know. I believe what I see, like St. Thomas.
Oh man. So, anyways, dude, yeah, that's funny. All right,
yeah,
Leo, let's do this
next
again
time if you want. Yeah.
This is fun. It was a great event to talk about, and we'll catch up down the road sometime. We'll do this again.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right. Until then, everybody tune in on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. when me and Mike talk to Chaz Wasserman and Dat Win. And then we have a show on Thursday as well, a big one. We'll see you all there. Leo, thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Later, guys.